Danielle Savoni with our first look at the weather today. Very warm. Let's hope it keeps up for Remembrance Day.
Well, can you just believe today? We'll start off there.
Yeah.
November 8th. And we got up to 18 degrees. Quite a nice warm day. And it wasn't extremely gusty. In Calgary, at times, we had gusts close to 40 kilometers per hour, but it was few and far between to have those gusts today. And right now at the airport, winds out of the west at just 15 kilometers per hour. We are still sitting at 18 degrees at this time of day. That's at the airport. Downtown at 16. Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more in Tizal Park. Tizal Park's at 17 degrees right now. All right, here's the news though. For the weekend, we're not going to be nearly as warm. Saturday and Sunday will be in basically those mid-single digits. So 2 degrees to start off the morning at 8 a.m., 6 in the afternoon. A good amount of cloud cover, some sunny breaks. There's also a small chance of nighttime flurries tomorrow night. I'll be back with your full weekend details and your Remembrance Day details coming up, Cam.
All right, back to Danielle talking about the 18-degree weather. Now, can we talk about Remembrance Day weather?
Yes. So for Remembrance Day, we're going to be back into the double digits, but we won't be holding on to the double digits for the weekend. So I'd be prepared for a bit of a cooler weekend. I know a lot of people were planning to do some Christmas decorations outside. And it's still doable. It just won't be the 18 we had today. Here's your lovely, stunning Capital Chev sky cam. And you can see the Chinook arch that has built its way in. We did not get the extremely gusty conditions today that typically comes with a Chinook day. We had the gusts yesterday and the night before. But it was enough to carry us up to 18 degrees for today. And just after 5 p.m., still holding on to the high teens here in Calgary. If I step out of the way, you can see many communities got into the teens today. Rocky Mountain House right now is sitting at 16, Brooks at 14, Medicine Hat at 16. Lethbridge at this point is sitting at 12 and Pincher Creek at 10. Here's a look at the gusts, the maximum wind gusts we had today. Not too crazy in Calgary at almost 40 kilometers per hour, closer to 50 kilometers per hour in Brooks, above 50 for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, and Pincher Creek just above 80. This will be a lot quieter for tomorrow. We're not looking at windy conditions for most communities. Lethbridge, though, 40 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow, and Pincher Creek, 50 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. Everywhere else under 30. So a lot tamer with the winds tomorrow, but here's what's happening tomorrow. This, you can see very, very clear edge of the ridge of high pressure, jet stream up along that ridge, that end of that ridge. That's going to slump to the south. That's going to open us up for some cloud cover, and we may even see some flurries in the short-term forecast as well. So just a look at that. This is the ridge of high pressure that will slump to the south for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we won't be able to hold on to the warmth that we had today and yesterday, and conditions will change a little bit as well. So a good amount of cloud cover through tomorrow, but there should still be some sunny breaks. To the north of us, central Alberta will be dealing with some snowfall. For the BC side, the higher elevations will also be dealing with some snowfall. For us in southern Alberta, we're going to get the clouds, and there is a good chance in many communities of some night flurries. So Saturday night for Calgary, just a 30% chance, but don't be surprised if you go out for an evening walk. They see a couple flurries out there. But for the day, it looks dry. Just a high of 6, though. And Sunday, just a high of 4. So cooler temperatures getting into the weekend, absolutely. But a bit of a ridge starts to make its way in. It will be probably a little windy on Monday, but that will carry us up to 10 degrees. So for Remembrance Day in the morning, we are looking at pretty decent conditions by 11 a.m. There is a small chance of Monday night getting some rain-snow mix. And then by Tuesday, down to 7, Wednesday down to 6, and then we'll continually go down from there. That's your Capital Chev 5-day forecast.
So we're cooling off for the weekend, but warming a bit back up for Remembrance Day.
Yeah, and considering everyone out for, or many people out for ceremonies for Remembrance Day, it's nice if we have some reasonable, not frigid weather for that. All right. It won't be the 18 that we saw today, but it will be in the double digits by Monday. We won't have that for the weekend. But I will say this, if you didn't get the Christmas decorating outside done over these past couple of warmer weekends, this weekend is still pretty decent with regards to temperature because we're still above freezing. By next weekend, yeah, we're going to be around that freezing mark. So take advantage of this somewhat warmer weather compared to what we have next weekend. All right, we got to 18 today. The normal is 4, so just above normal for tomorrow with a high of 6, some cloud cover, and then late night flurries are possible, but nothing will accumulate, nothing significant with that. Sunday mainly sunny, but just a high of 4, and by Monday we're looking at a high of 10 degrees with that late night precipitation once again possible. As your Capital Chef 3-day forecast.
All right, Danielle, thanks. He is the father of an estimated 50% of the cubs in the Bow Valley. The boss doing his thing. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now here is the early edition of the CTV National News.
Danielle, it is so warm out. There's a Chinook. We could be playing football tonight outside.
Yeah, it's stunning out here right now. The winds have picked up in a couple places in Calgary over this last hour or so, but it's still really, really nice out. And where I'm standing right now, no wind at all. So it may be gusty a little bit here and there, up to about 30, maybe even 40 kilometers per hour. But for the most part, it's quiet, it's calm, and unbelievably still sitting at 14 degrees. We got to a high of 18 today. I guess the biggest thing to talk about here is that we're not looking at this kind of heat for the weekend. So for tomorrow, we kick off the day at 2 degrees and only a high of 6 in the afternoon, which is, believe it or not, still a couple degrees above normal. Tomorrow night, we may even see a couple snowflakes, but nothing significant. Your full weekend forecast and your Remembrance Day forecast coming up, Ian.
Thanks, Danielle. Danielle, we've had a really nice run of warmer weather, but don't expect it to last through the whole weekend.
No, we got to, the high teens today. That's not going to happen at all this weekend. We're looking at temperatures in those mid single digits, closer to where we should be. Normal is 4 degrees for this time of year. We'll be closer to that for the weekend. 14 is where we're sitting right now. Believe it or not, November 8th, after 5 p.m., the sun has set and we're still in the teens. 8 degrees in Banff, 11 for Brooks, 12 for Lethbridge, and 15 for Medicine Hat. We did have a gusty day in many communities. Now, Calgary, we did see a gust closer to 40 kilometers per hour, but that was few and far between for today. For the most part, today was calm in Calgary with regards to the winds. But yes, 80 kilometers per hour, just over 80 in Pincher Creek, over 50 in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Now, Medicine Hat should have calm winds tomorrow. Lethbridge, you're looking at about 40 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow, and Pincher Creek, 50 kilometer per hour gusts. So still windy, but not as windy for tomorrow. This whole weather pattern is about to change as we go into the weekend. So all this cloud cover is taking a ride on the jet stream. That jet stream is going to slump to the south, and we're going to lose that heat as we head into the next couple of days. So there you go. There's the weather pattern moving to the south for the weekend. So we no longer have this burst of warm air from the south. We also no longer have more of those Chinook type conditions because the winds won't be out of the west and southwest for the most part. So temperatures will drop significantly for the weekend, but still above the freezing mark at least. All right, looking at the future cast, you can see on for central Alberta, they'll see a couple snowflakes from this system. Also higher elevations on the southern interior BC, they'll see some snowflakes, but for us here in southern Alberta, it will be just cloud cover at times. Looking at that Capital Chef 5-day forecast, a high of 6 for tomorrow. Small chance of seeing a couple snowflakes tomorrow night, but nothing significant or accumulating. 4 degrees is a high for Sunday with a good chunk of sunshine, and for Remembrance Day on Monday, a high of 10. By 11 a.m., you're looking at about 4 degrees, so not so bad with just some cloud cover. Monday night, we get into the chance of some mixed precipitation as well.
All right, Danielle, here on the CTV News at 6, we like to present some culture from time to time. For example, here's that incredible aria from Mozart's The Magic Flute. This is Georgia the Greyhound singing along to that familiar tune. Georgia's owner, Jessica Albro, in Perth, Australia, says she was rescued from the greyhound racing industry and at first was terrified of the world. But as you can see and hear, she's come out of her shell and has become a viral sensation. The only mystery to this is why Georgia is wearing a Baby Yoda jacket.
Yeah.
Interesting
Cute.
wardrobe choice.
Interesting word.
Yeah.
Beautiful, though. Beautiful sounds.
It's quite nice. When I sing Mozart, I wear my Chewbacca shirt. Yeah.
I'm sure you do, Ian.
Sometimes it takes real dedication to recreate a classic animated movie. That's Woody and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. It's the scene in which the two characters play dead when Andy comes into the bedroom. Not only are these two guys perfect duplicates of the beloved characters, they took their little show into a Costco in Toledo, Ohio to act it out. Interesting idea. We've got this nice little shtick going on Toy Story. Let's show people at Costco.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of time on your hands, it seems like, but
yeah.
I mean, nice for the kids.
Maybe they needed the big Kirkland maple syrup while they were there. That's the real reason they went to Costco.
I think so.
Little ones just love to play in the mud, no matter the species. This is the newest baby at the Whipsnade Zoo in England. The 1-month-old southern white rhino calf got plenty muddy in the paddock and had some fun running around. There's a short list of 4 names for this little guy, and you can go on the zoo's website to cast your vote.
That's pretty cool. I love when you can vote for the names.
Yeah.
Adorable.
And they have 3 kind of indigenous African names that are a possibility. And the other one is Darwin, because apparently the rhino's birthday times up with when Charles Darwin returned to England back in the 1800s.
Very scientific.
Someone really thought long and hard about that one. Yeah.
Here's your Capital Chev Skywatch camera for this lovely evening. And in Calgary, the winds are relatively calm for the most part, at times a little bit breezy. We have a beautiful evening, so enjoy it because it's still quite warm out there. How do I say this? We're not getting this warmth for the weekend. Nothing close to it, to be honest, but still above normal for tomorrow. So normal is 4. Today, we got to a high of 18 degrees. That is a stunning high. Now look at the record of 21.1. Of course, we weren't extremely close to breaking a record, but I think close enough. If you did spend some time outdoors, you noticed it was a really warm day for November. And for the weekend, we'll be in those single digits, mid to low single digits. So quite a change in the temperature coming up here. All right, you can see the cloud cover here. This is all along the jet stream. The jet stream is going to slump to the south. And that's going to change the temperatures because we won't have the Chinook winds that will heat things up, and we won't have that ridge of high pressure in place to keep things fully stable either. For many communities, southern interior BC, looking at the instability, the potential for some showers, and then switching over to some snowflakes tomorrow night. Tomorrow throughout the day for central Alberta, they're looking at rain. Rocky Mountain House rain-snow mix, that snow early in the morning. A high of 6 for Calgary, 5 for Olds tomorrow, 8 for Drumheller, 9 for Lethbridge, and 10 for Medicine Hat. All right, here's that upper air analysis. A couple things to show you. This is going to shift to the south. That's why we won't be holding on to the heat for the weekend. We'll get a little bounce back, though, as you can see late Sunday, which will impact our Monday. So that's why Monday, if you can see we are at Capital Chev 10-day trend here. Monday will be back into the double digits. Not as warm as today, but 10 degrees at least. So 6 for Saturday, 4 for Sunday, getting up to 10 for Monday. Heading out to Remembrance Day ceremonies, you're looking at probably about 2 to 3 degrees by 11 a.m. And then we start that downward trend in temperatures, getting just down to 2 by Friday of next week, Ian.
Amazing. Great role model, too. And you thought the Greyhounds singing Mozart was the only fabulous music you'd hear.
Yeah, nothing compared to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful music to take in from us today. And if I have to add, for me to add anything to this newscast, I will say this. Be prepared for cooler weather this weekend. Just a high of 6 for tomorrow, which is still a little above normal. 4 degrees by Sunday, which is bang on normal for this time of year. We may even see a couple snowflakes Saturday night, but nothing accumulating. Monday, Remembrance Day, a high of 10. By 11 a.m., you're looking about 2, maybe 3 degrees. All right, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate.
Spectacular picture there. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.